One of the things I really enjoyed when I was hiking the Appalachian Trail was all of the different like hotels and hostels I went to. So here is the hotel in Fredericksburg called the Candlewood Suites. When you first come in, there's a fridge, dishwasher, stove, microwave. There's even plates and bowls in here. Then there's the regular desk, TV. This is a single queen bed. There's a very large storage area. And then, of course, the bathroom. So this specific room with the membership, because it's an IHG hotel, is $113 before tax. Tax for 2 nights was like $28, so it's like $250 total, which isn't bad, because some of the hotels in this area are kind of sketchy, and this one is really nice. The worst hotel I've ever stayed in is the Travelodge in Massachusetts. That was nasty. There was like stuff all over the floor, like Hershey Kiss wrappers, and then I don't think I showed a video of it, but in the microwave there was this like glomp of something. It was really gross. This one doesn't seem to have updated to those USB alarm clock things. Mostly comfortable chair. It's dark outside, so you can't really see anything. And there's a crepe myrtle right there. On the back of the door, there's a magnet for Catch Me Later. And that there's an animal roommate inside. I haven't really seen this before. I'm not sure if that's just because I wasn't staying at animal-friendly hotels, but pretty cool. Fun first-time experience. Fire alarm in the building went off about 11:30. It's now 12:15. I was hoping to be asleep by midnight. Obviously, that's not going to happen now. Hopefully, I'm well rested for tomorrow. Apparently, the motor in one of the elevators burned out. Originally when it started going off, it wasn't coming on in the room. So I guess that's supposed to be the fire thing, but it wasn't going off. But I heard like a beep, beep, beep really faintly, and I was like, oh, please no. And I was gonna stay in the room because I was like, screw that. It's not even going off in here. But the college student in me and the person who got yelled at in London for too slowly exiting a building left. Also, I don't want to listen to the fire alarm. I can't believe people were still in here, like walking around the lobby and stuff. Yeah, so fire alarm went off. Hopefully I can still get enough sleep. I have to be up by like 6:30 tomorrow, which is really not that much time, so I'm gonna go to bed. Got like 4.5 hours of sleep last night. I was worried it was gonna go off again. Now I get to go try to learn a motorcycle. I'm not gonna bring my camera though, because I don't want it sitting in my car all day, even though it's gonna have to do it tomorrow because I have to check out. Probably not gonna be able to get any footage of it, but I'll see what I can do. So I am back from the Motorcycle Safety Foundation Day 1, and in order to do that, you need several things, including a 3/4 or full face mask. There are some places that will let you borrow one, but you need to check ahead of time if you do need to do that. You will also need, at least in Virginia, probably everywhere I assume, a long sleeve shirt. They thought this one was funny, but it's August 5th and it is incredibly hot out, so this was a bad choice. But I don't have any other long sleeve shirts and I don't really like long sleeve shirts. You need full finger gloves. I think these are like off-roading kind of gloves. Motorcycle gloves have like ribs on the knuckles. You will also need long pants of some sturdy material such as jeans, boots that cover up your ankle, and I think that's it. Basically, they don't want any skin showing because in the event that you do fall off your motorcycle, you're only going like 15 miles an hour. So it's not going to be catastrophic, but you can still hurt yourself a lot. I also had to go to Walmart and buy a second shirt because I thought I'd be okay in this, but it was really hot and I don't want to get heat stroke accidentally. I'm going to shower and then I'll kind of tell you about what we did today. So I found a list online of the 14 things you do. So I'm gonna kind of walk you through it, but in the view of me who took it, not someone who knows what they're doing. So number 1, motorcycle familiarization. So basically they give you the motorcycles. We used Rebels, and then the taller people had Nighthawks. And they're like, this is where the clutch is, this is where the rear brake is. And then they'll have you squeeze stuff to see how the clutch and the front brake differ. Have you turn on the turn signals and stuff. Really, really simple stuff because this is a basics course and it's expecting you to have never been on a motorcycle before. 2, use the friction zone. Basically the friction zone is when you're in gear and you let off the clutch a little bit and then you start moving forward. So we did exercises where we would walk the motorcycle across and then we would lift our feet up and take a little ride across. And that was really scary because I am really afraid of falling over, but it wasn't that big of a deal at all. And then we each had our own lanes, so we'd go over and then we'd have to come out and then, oh, I don't bend like that. We'd come out and then have to turn around and then we'd go back the other way. Again, really simple. Starting and stopping drill. So basically we'd try to go a little faster. I think this is the part where we actually lifted our feet up. Coordinate friction zone, throttle, and brakes to control the motorcycle. So again, very simple. Shifting and stopping was the next one. And this is where I started getting into a little trouble because there's so many things you have to remember when you shift. You have to get off the throttle, you have to grab the clutch, you have to lift your foot up or push it down to go up or down. And I had trouble remembering to come off the throttle, or I'd come off it and then I'd accidentally bump it while I was trying to shift. And that made scary noises. Basic skill practice, and then we just kind of put everything we'd gotten to know at that point together. We rode around the course in circles and stuff. I don't know if it was specifically in this one because I really don't remember a lot of today, but we'd go around in a circle and then, actually it's probably better if I do it like this. We go around the whole thing in a circle and then we'd make little loopy things sometimes. We would go one at a time. One of the things we did when we were getting to know the clutch is we would speed up really fast and then kind of slow down and then go around in a curve. And then he would also give us feedback. He'd either pull you out of line if he needed to give you direction, or he'd just be like, you're good. And he was giving me a little too many you're goods, and I was like, I'm getting real nervous now. Something bad is gonna happen. I'm gonna get too overconfident and then I'm gonna be real bad at something. Pressing to initiate and adjust lean. I think this is the one where we were going around. We weren't trying to go around fast. We were just trying to get the leaning right. And he kept yelling at us that we needed to have noodle arms because a lot of people were getting really stiff. The difference between being able to move your motorcycle and not is your arms being loose. He said the last thing that should get tired when you're riding is your arms. And that's definitely true because your legs are pretty much doing all the work and your core is doing a lot of work. And your arms are really just pushing the handlebars around and doing the clutch and stuff. And then stopping more quickly and tight turns from a stop. This is where I started to get really bad. I think this was our last exercise for the day as well. Basically, we would have to drive down, get into second gear, and then stop. And in order to stop, you need to hit the clutch, which is your left hand, the shift, which is your left foot, the front brake, which is your right hand, and the rear brake, which is your left foot. And I wasn't shifting up into second fast enough so that I could shift down into first to stop. And I also wasn't using the rear brake, which is something I'm gonna have to improve on if I want to pass this. But I did have a lot of improvement in the several times that we ran this, but we ended up going a really long time and not getting out until closer to 3. We were supposed to be out at 2:30. A stopping demonstration was the last thing that we did today. So the instructor set up a line of cones and then he drove the motorcycle around, and I think he was at 50 miles an hour the first time, and he stopped as he was reaching the cones, and then the distance he went past it, he was like, memorize this and then think about where I'm gonna stop if I wait 1 second more to stop instead of stopping when I hit the cones. We were like, okay, cool. And then we all wildly underestimated how far you're going to get if you waited to stop, which is the difference between like stopping at the intersection or stopping in the intersection. So that's pretty much all we did today. Tomorrow I think we have there's 14 lessons in total, so I think there's 6, which may or may not include the skills test. I'm not sure if there's a written test because we did have an online 5-hour course which we had to pass. So I'm really hoping there's not a written test, and we just have to actually go around on the motorcycle, because I could maybe pass that if I remember to do all of the braking things at once. Oh, but during one of the exercises, we were lining up, and the guy who was behind me, if he'd been like 1 foot closer to me, he would have taken me out when he fell over. So that was fun. Here's my review of the hotel from last night. Not thrilled about that fire alarm, obviously. I ended up getting like 4.5 hours of sleep, maybe a little more than that. I am so tired right now. I am hoping I am just dead to the world the second I close my eyes. What I didn't realize when I booked this, that I should have, because I was looking at a map of it, 95 is visible from this window here, which isn't normally a problem, but if there's a super loud truck or a motorcycle or something, you hear it very well. Or, you know, it could be on the main road out here, but it's probably on that one because that has a billion stoplights on it. These pillows suck. They're all super flat. These 2 are from somewhere in my house. My neck also hurts, probably from that, probably from the motorcycle. AC, super loud and rattly. Fridge is kind of super loud too. But, I mean, other than that, it was quiet last night in here except for the fire alarm. And I'm far enough away from the elevators that I couldn't hear them. Even though I think they were both out of order last night. One of them is still out of order. So, you know, there's a chance for a second fire alarm tonight. I mean, the room itself is really nice for 1 person or 2 if you got a buddy. The bed itself isn't that bad. I don't have an issue with it. There's an outlet on behind the desk thing. It's not a desk, it's can you tell how fried my brain is right now? And there's one like on the wall over here. It could use some updating, because a lot of the hotels I stayed in when I hiked the AT had like USB alarm clocks or lamps or something. And it's cheaper than the Holiday Inn Express, which is part of the same company. That one was like twice as much, which is why I ended up staying here instead of going somewhere else, because I have the rewards program from when I signed up. But I kind of regret not looking somewhere else, because my sister and her boyfriend came down after we did the motorcycle thing, and the Red Robin is like 0.6 miles that way, but I had to go that way and come back like 2 miles because there's a divided highway right out here. So I'm gonna stop rambling. I'll let you know if anything else happens. Oh, and I'm gonna try and get like there's a gym and then like a laundry area and like a little store downstairs. If there's no one in there, I'll try to get it, but no guarantees. That's the elevator that's out of service right now. I don't trust it, so I'm gonna walk down, go to the left and go down the stairs. This is the lobby, business center. This is the candlewood cupboard. Got things you might have left behind, some laundry stuff. Fridge is broken, but you can go to the desk. This is the elevator that's not currently broken. Nothing special. Come on, let me out. And I am in room 216. When I came up here earlier, my card did not work. And that was really annoying because I had a bunch of stuff. I had to walk it all back. Here we are. That's where we took our test. Out back there is where the range is. So we did both pass. I got 7 points off. Rachel got like 15 points off. Very nearly apparently didn't pass. But now I can drive a motorcycle. I realized while editing that I never finished talking about the course on day 2. So here we go, finishing it now. Number 9, limited space maneuver. This is the dreaded figure 8 that we have to do. So you're working inside of this box. You start about here. You would come in, go over to your right, and then U-turn, and then you'd come back here and do a U-turn again. Then you'd leave. That might not be the exact path. Like I said, it's been a little while, but that's basically what you had to do. In order to do this, you have to like physically look to where you want to go. You gotta fully commit to it, which is very difficult in the beginning because you feel like you're gonna fall over. But the motorcycle is made to do all of this. They've had years to design it, and the ones that were on are starter bikes, so they're not like super heavy or anything. This one I also have trouble with. I don't think I mentioned it before with the turning, but I would always like bow my legs out, which you're not supposed to do because the motorcycle is balanced for you to like sit straight and like tight into it. So we practiced that for a while, and then we moved on to number 10, stopping in a curve. I don't remember exactly where we started, but we would be like here, and then we'd have to go into a curve, and then at this point we would have to straighten up and stop because obviously you can't stop if you're leaning, which went okay. It was a little scary because the instructor was standing like right there, and I was like, oh, what if I hit him? That'd be embarrassing. Number 11, curve judgment. So basically for this one, we would just go around the entire course, and we'd have to use search set up smooth in order to like look around, make sure we were at a good speed, there wasn't any obstacles or another person in our way, and then like smoothly execute it. So that one was fairly easy. Number 12, multiple curves and lane changes. So basically you would just drive into this and you'd make a couple curves back to back. Again, not super difficult, especially at a low speed. We would come in, we'd have to look over our shoulder, signal, and then we could go left or right, and then we'd have to come back into the lane, or you could go that way if you wanted, which was easy. Very similar to doing it in a car, you just have the controls in a different spot, and you have to be a little more aware. 13, crossing an obstacle and swerving. So for this one, we would use the entire length of the course. So we'd go around the entire course, and there were 4 like 2x4s set up around, and in order to go over the obstacle, you'd have to like very quickly jerk the throttle and then like sit up a little bit, which I found difficult. I want to say it's kind of similar to like if you ride a horse and you jump, you have to like get yourself out of the seat in order to do that. But I had trouble like not hitting the throttle. Maybe it's because I should have had my hand in a different position. I don't know. Swerving, which is the second part of that. There'd be 2 cones here. You'd have to drive up to them, and then there was a box here. You'd have to come in here and then swerve like that. which wasn't too hard. I thought it was going to be difficult. In order to swerve, you have to put it the opposite direction of where you're intending to go and then straighten it back up, but it wasn't that bad. We got to the skills practice, which was just doing everything that we had previously done in order to prepare for the test that we had to take. First thing we did on the test was stopping from a right. So you go up and then you come in here. And then this is where we practiced, or we did the U-turn. I cannot remember which way we turned. I don't remember if we went like that. Probably not. Oh, we did something in here. We did a U-turn. Rachel went first, and she put her foot down and went out of bounds here. It was something like 10 points, and I was like, damn, she just failed. That sucks. And then the next one that we did was the stopping one, which is the one that I struggled a lot with on the previous day. So you would drive up into this, and then when you got to the cones, you would apply the brakes. And then depending on where you stopped, that's how many points you got. So Rachel stopped on the first one, so she didn't get any points. And I went 2 pass, so I got 2 points on this one. And then I want to say we did the swerving one, but I can't remember. That one you just come in and then you go wee, and then it's like pretty easy. For the last one, you would start here, and then you would go up into the curve and around. And here, you were supposed to shift into second and get up to 25, except I had that reoccurring problem where I would try to shift into second and it wouldn't go. So I did not actually get up to 25 here, and then I entered the curve with not enough speed, and then I stopped here and I got 5 points off for this. Rachel also got 5 points off. So in total, I got 7 off and she got 15 off. But I guess the way that they score it is there's like a part 1 and a part 2. So she got like the maximum she could in part 1 and did not go over it for part 2. So she passed and I passed and everyone in our class passed, which was a little surprising because there was one lady who, she would get on the motorcycle during the exercises and just like wander off the course. Like if you were supposed to start here and then just go around and come back, she would like go way off course and then come back. But I am not the instructor. I am not in charge of that. I mean, everyone did good in the training. I think one guy either got 0 or 1, and I'm pretty sure it's the guy who almost took me out with his motorcycle on the first day. The course we took was called Wheels Up at Classic Iron in Fredericksburg, Virginia. That was $349, I believe. If you are interested in taking a course like this, you just shop around and see what is in your area and how much they cost. The Harley Davidson near me is $429, and then some of them will even have like a weekend and then a weekday price. Riders in Motion has a weekday price of $369 and a weekend price of $399. So make sure you check out all the ones in your area to make sure you're getting a good one. Personally, I would highly recommend the one at Classic Iron because that's the one I did and the one I know about. I think our instructor's name was Paul. He was really great. I really loved him. There was also another instructor there at the time. I don't know what his name was, and he was on the other course. And he also finished like way sooner than our class did, but we both started at the same time. So I don't know if it was like an advanced class or if it was like introductory class, but they were just better than us. And if you're also interested in leveling up your skills, most places will have like a level 2 or 3 or something. I know Classic Iron does. I wouldn't expect any motorcycle content from me anytime soon because I haven't really been riding because it's super cold out. Maybe in the spring when it gets warmer, but thank you for watching. If you have any questions about this, please ask because I know I had a ton of questions. I will link some YouTube videos that I watched because there's a lot of people who already like knew how to ride a motorcycle who went to these classes, or I guess they just had a GoPro with them and they filmed a class. But that's what I looked up when I was really nervous about this because it was really expensive. I was like, I better pass if I'm gonna put down almost $400 for this to get a hotel. Everything was fine. The course is designed for someone like me who has no idea what I'm doing to go in and then come out successfully. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.